and welcome to Sports Hub. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, it's a week of mixed feelings for those who drink. There used to be a certain drink where when they taste, they'll say it's inaikwata sweet ina kalulu, meaning there's a bit of sweetness and a bit of bitterness. So that's what we are feeling at the moment because the Chipolopolo are winning and they've won 2 back-to-back games against Lesotho and they're on top of Group H right now and they're feeling like they're on top of the world. But on the other side, the under-23 national football team, oh my God, the performance was very poor. They lost 2-0 away in Egypt and they couldn't overturn that result. That was it. They're out of the competition. They won't be able to go to Morocco for the Africa Cup of Nations. And that also means that they won't be going to the Olympics 2024 in Paris, France. What a sad story. What a sad story to the Zambia under-23 team. Well, we've been waiting since 1988 when the last team participated. That time there were players like Kalusha Bwalia, players like Johnson Bwalia. They were the last intake to participate at the Olympic Games, and we are still waiting. From 1988 up to now, that's how many years? It's about 35 years, and we are still waiting. Yes. Well, we know the women's team went to the Olympics, but that's at women's level. But at the male level, well, we're still waiting. So we have to wait for another 4 years. Our program for today is fully packed, and our guest for tonight is a special one. He was referred as a hard-tackling defender. That's the one we have. I won't mention his name now, but just start guessing. He's prominent in Zambian football. So that's the guest we have for tonight. But our usual segment, What is Trending in Sports, is back. Last week we didn't have, but this week we have. So Julius Malulu, who is the Bola News writer, as well as Ruth Kwedeza Kalibange, are here. Lady and gentlemen, good to have you. How are you doing?
It's good to be here, Modern. Always a pleasure to come back to our usual home. Last week we were not here, but today we're back with juicy and interesting stories. Obviously, we can't wait, Modern, for us to unleash what we have for you as far as what's trending is concerned. We missed Ruth. Ruth, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, especially after winning yesterday's game. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get into...
Who won yesterday's game?
Come on, Zambia was playing.
It's a team that was booted out, so when you say we won, not you.
Of course, when I say we won, I mean Zambia was playing.
Which Zambia? That's the question.
That's Polo, of course. Which other team was playing yesterday? Yes, right. So I'm so excited to be here.
So what do we have, guys?
First of all, Modern, our first story is about former Chipolopolo captain, Enoch Mwepu. You remember that Enoch Mwepu retired, was forced into early retirement from football because of his heart problem. Now, apparently, social media reports that Enoch Mwepu was spotted in South Africa at a certain church being prayed for by a Pentecostal man of God. So from the photos there, Modern, we're able to see that this is a former Chipolopolo captain standing in line in readiness to be prayed for his heart problem. There you can see that the former captain was, I think, for lack of a better term, the Pentecostals say he was slain. So I think the former captain was slain. The pastor was praying for him. So now, this is something interesting, Modern, because, we don't usually see this happening with most footballers. Ruth, what's your take on this, though?
I don't know. Really, I'm surprised to see a star like him. I'm not judging him for trying to seek spiritual intervention, but I think the problem has been established already. The doctors have told him what is wrong, and they've also advised him on going forward how his health can be maintained and how he can live a healthy life even after experiencing such a very serious illness.
But don't you think God is faithful? He does heal?
Of course, God does healing, but we know what the Pentas do. So I'm not really into Pente stuff and Papa stuff.
We are not here to attack any church.
No, I'm not.
Modern,
but what I'm saying is, I just hope they will not.
I think Ruth is trying to fight back some church here, which is very unfair.
Let me take back my words. What I'm saying is, I'm not so much into healing powers and miraculous healing.
So in other words, you don't believe God can heal?
Of course, God can heal, and He can heal you and me and him as well. But
that's the reason why we should be. That's the reason why we should believe that it's possible that Mwepo might get healing.
Okay, I think this photo is quite. Looking at him in this state is quite disturbing, and
there's nothing bigger than God.
Exactly.
We are taught that we should have faith, no matter how critical the situation is. There are people who've been advising him that maybe he should seek divine intervention. Maybe this could be dealt with, and he could get back to football. But what was happening? Because I know that when you fall down, then maybe Ningulu or something. What happened there?
I think Ruth can guide us.
No.
Ruth
I think looking at the picture, I think he was laying down after being advised by the man of God to lay down, and then he's doing his thing and trying to whatever powers is God. All I can say is I wish him well. Really I hope whatever he went for has been granted. His wishes will be granted, and through the man of God, he'll be healed, and maybe we might see him come back.
In the Pentecostal circles, this means that you've been prayed for, and now I think you're receiving your healing, or maybe you're slain. Like you're saying, sometimes so maybe we're just assuming maybe this is what could have happened to the former Chipolo Polo captain. But anyway, all in all, Modern, we wish our very own Chipolo Polo captain well, and we're hoping that he's going to get better soon, and very, very, very soon. Okay, we move to the next story, Modern. Prince Mumba, the under-23 captain and the Cabo Warriors captain as well. Now, I don't know if we're able to hear. If at all, maybe the director can help us.
No, we can't.
But unfortunately, we can't. So I'll just quickly run through what the prophecy was about. So this prophet apparently is from Uganda, and he had an encounter with Prince Mumba. Prince Mumba is a Cabo Warriors player. He was recently in Croatia, and he got back and is still with Cabo Warriors. This is the under-23 captain. Now, this man of God did reveal certain things, Modern, about what has been happening in Prince's life in as far as his football career is concerned. So one of the things that he brought out was that Prince had broken up with his ex-girlfriend, and from the time that he broke up with the ex-girlfriend, things haven't been going well with him. He hasn't been scoring goals. He hasn't been the Prince Mumba that we've always known him for. We know him as a creative player, but then we haven't seen much of him because of whatever transpired with the ex-girlfriend. Apparently, according to him, he says he told the girl that because he thought things were not going to work out, so he told the girl breakup is better than divorce. So he decided to break up with the girl, but it's like that didn't go well with the lady, and it's like the lady kind of the words that she used, I think, didn't go well with Prince Mumba, and that's the reason why he has not been performing well. But then we've seen
is that why he didn't play for the under-23? He went
maybe that could be the reason. But then we saw the man of God praying for him. But we saw the man of God praying for him, and actually the man of God assured him that now that I've prayed for you, you can go back and score goals, and they're actually seeing you going back to overseas and play football, because that's his dream. He's always wanted to play overseas. Now back to Ruth. Do you really think if you are
skill, let's have am I right, Modern?
Yes.
Without skill, no matter how much you pray, whether you pray in tongues or what, if you don't have the skill, you don't have the skill. No matter how, even after that, if he's not going to put in the extra effort and the what he needs on the pitch, he might as well end his career just right now.
But was he pushed or he went down on his own?
Up on more passion. The spirit of the Lord. The spirit of the Lord.
No, we see these things happen so often in the.
It was heavy in the house.
So we have to see it again. I think he was pushed from what I'm seeing.
Can we see that again?
You wanted to see that again?
Yes.
I think maybe the director can just help us.
Hopefully we can see it again. But I thought he was pushed.
The part where we had to.
Yeah. Let's see. Did he fall on his own? Oh,
he was taught to fall. He was taught to go down.
To fall?
Look at
it's a power of God that was happening here.
Oh my goodness.
But anyway, if we're going to talk about that, trust me, Modern, we'll take the whole night to discuss about this. But we wish Prince Mumba all the best. He's a talented player. He's a good player, and we wish him all the best in his football career. I think this is what I had on my part. Let's hear from my colleague Ruth.
Yes, Modern, we also have what we received this afternoon. Fashion Sakala has complained about the Zambian soccer fans insults, booing him when he's playing. They're calling him all sorts of names. So Fashion Sakala took to social media to express his disappointment in the Zambian soccer fans who have been calling him names despite all the efforts that he's put into help Zambia. Remember in the match against Lesotho at Levi Mwanawasa Stadium, he assisted 2 goals. He assisted Person Sakala. But then, knowing my Zambian people, I don't know with social media, but again, I'm also disappointed in him because he's in the limelight, and by now he should have developed a thick skin and know how Zambians talk. For him to even go on social media to start, you know, expressing his disappointment. Obviously, we have a lot of Zambians who are behind him and they cheer him up and they rally behind him and support his career. And then him taking to social media to complain about fans who are ungrateful is really not sitting well with me. I don't know what you, Julius, how do you feel about that? I'm not really...
Ruth, my quick take is people always talk. You do well, you don't do well, people always talk. So it doesn't, I think for me really the focus of Fashion should be looking at the bigger picture. I mean, concentrate on playing for Rangers FC, concentrate on scoring those goals for the national team. I mean, we as Zambians, we still need him at the end of the day. He's been brilliant, he's been an exceptional player for the national team. So really we expect much from him.
He should be like Patson Sakala. Patson Daka. Patson Daka has been trending for a long time, and most of the things that people say are negative about him because of, you know, what has been happening in his personal life. So I think they should emulate Patson Daka to not respond to negative comments.
I think the key thing is, Fashion, my man, continue doing your work and ignore whatever people are saying. Yes.
Finally, we have a story. Remember, Modern, the story about a fan who attacked Marko Dimitrovic, a severe goalkeeper who was attacked. Remember this story?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this man has been banned for 40 years from attending whatever match at the stadium. He was given a 40-year ban.
So if he's 30 years, he'll go to the stadium when he'll be 70 years. Exactly. Oh my God.
That's too much.
I think because of what he did, it was so severe. Imagine if he had injured the goalkeeper. It would have ruined his career. I think for me, the 40 years sits well. He deserves every 40 years of that ban. Going forward, hopefully people will learn from this behavior and desist from doing this kind of things.
All right, this is what we had in as far as what's trending is concerned. Modern, thank you for having us, and we're looking forward to coming back next week with interesting and juicy stories from us. It's goodbye.
Thank you very much, Julius, Malulu, and Ruth Gwedeza Kalibange. Yes, looking forward to next week for more juicy stories. It has been an interesting segment. So we move on the show. We look at another segment. This is a segment where we ask you how much you know about your sportsmen and women. Let's recap on last week's question. I asked you about this sportsman in the photo. I only asked for one, just one, the one just 5. Who is it? Unfortunately, I didn't receive any feedback. Does it mean you don't know this player? I received a lot of feedback when we had shown James Peary. So this one, nothing. So this one is Modon Malitoli. The director is the director is shining after I've mentioned. Yes, so Modon Malitoli, he's the older brother to Kenneth Babo Malitoli. I'm sure you remember the story of the 1994 AFCON when he got a head injury. He went to the side, he was bandaged, he came back, he didn't give up. But unfortunately, Zambia lost by 2-1 in that final against Nigeria, which was in Tunisia. And the other one there is Ivan Sakala. You remember, I'm sure, the thunderbolt that he scored at the same tournament. So those are legends of Zambian football. And the one I'll be hosting today also is a former footballer. So make sure you stay with us. But I have another one for you for today. Who is that player? And also, actually give me both, the player and the coach. Who are those in the photo? The number to call is 0211 25 30 25 or 0211 25 08 43. On WhatsApp, it's 0955. I'll be very slow. 0955 20 29 04. 0955 20 29 04. Then you'll be able to reach us. On Facebook, it's Modern Singala Sports or Sports Hub Facebook page. I'll be able to flash it again later on as we go with the program so that you may have a look at the player and the coach once again. Let's look at what happened in the past week in terms of results. We start with netball, and in the Netball Zambia Open Tournament, final results. This tournament was held at the Lusaka International Community School Leagues, and the winners in the elite category, it was Prison Leopards who beat Green Buffaloes by 49 goals to 39. This was a thrilling encounter which was tied at the end of the game, 26-26. They were given 10 minutes extra time. Again, it was tied until they went to sudden death, where Prison Leopards scored 2 goals. Then in the community category, it was Secret Girls 28, Kalingalinga United 22. In the corporate category, it was Zambia Air Force ZAF winning, followed by Zambia Revenue Authority ZRA and ZANACO. This was played in a round-robin basis. Then, in the men's category, there was the Green Buffaloes who won, followed by ZNS McKinney, and then Nkwazi in third position. So this was the action, the netball action. And following that tournament, a team has been picked to go to Australia to go and compete in the Pacific Oz Sports Netball Series. So it will be an interesting one next month. Let's go to AFCON qualifiers. On Wednesday, it was Sierra Leone 2, Sao Tome and Principe 2, Benin 1, Rwanda 1. On Thursday, it was Madagascar 0, Central African Republic 3, Ghana 1, Angola 0, Congo 1, South Africa 2, Zambia 3, Lesotho 1, Gabon 1, Sudan 0. Oh, thank you, Director, for the correction. It was Congo 1, South Sudan 2. My eyes are passing so fast. Then Zambia 3, Lesotho 1, Gabon 1, Sudan 0, Algeria 2, Niger 1. On Friday, it was Congo DR 3, Mauritania 1, Uganda 0, Tanzania 1, Nigeria 0, Guinea-Bissau 1. This was a shocker. It was a shocking result. Cape Verde 0, Eswatini 0, Cote d'Ivoire 3, Comoros 1, South Africa 2, Liberia 2, Burkina Faso 1, Togo 0, Egypt 2, Malawi 0, Mali 2, Gambia 0, Equatorial Guinea 2, Botswana 0, Senegal 5, Mozambique 1. These are African champions indeed. Then Guinea 2, Ethiopia 0, Tunisia 3, Libya 0. On Sunday, it was Lesotho 0, Zambia 2, Sao Tome and Principe 0, Sierra Leone 2. So it means now that Zambia is on top of things, 9 points, followed by Ivory Coast, who are playing tonight. Actually, the match has kicked off. They are playing Comoros. No. They're playing tomorrow on Tuesday at 21 hours. So look out for that match. And I'm sure Zambians are praying that Comoros should lose so that they can just seal this deal. Zambia should go to AFCON. It's been a long time since Zambia went there, since 2015. Oh my God. Then let's go to the under-23 AFCON qualifiers. On Sunday, it was Zambia 0, Egypt 0. Zambia losing 2-0 on aggregate to Egypt, and it means they are out of the qualifying campaign. And this is the final round. So Egypt will be going to the AFCON, which will be held in Morocco. And Guinea versus Nigeria, this will be on Tuesday. Sudan versus Niger. Mali versus Senegal. Ghana versus Algeria. And Cameroon versus Gabon. These games will be played tomorrow, Tuesday. Okay, so before I introduce my guests in the studio, we have to dance to a song done by 1J, and this one is saying Tulalila Bola, because it's all about Bola.
1J Vuvuzela. I'm back on this one with Mastermind from Malawi, and yes, Bola Zambia. Bola Zambia. Zambia yose na tukunkerere ichikombe chesu na tusendelele chato konka mumezo tusungirire abana balala abana balala abana balala bana balala Bola Zambia Bola tilibe malile tikubwisa mpaka wina pakile tichita bwino lendo mudalile timu Zambia wona meno chitile.
Kapisha chiwe mpala bagayi file chitika Sokone market Intercity bagayi Soweto market Kapata market Eastern province Lilongwe people from Malawi, how are you doing there? Andrew Kamanga, the president of FAZ. Chileshe Kandeta, the civil servant. Father Muyaule Bamukimba Bamukupa, Mr. Chubres from Kitwe, Uncle Jem Bawe, DJ Dazo, Red MC, Manny Chiru, and all the DJs across the nation. Let's cheer the team. Here we are, Zambia back.
The song saying tulalira bola. Yes, in Zambia tulalira bola. Zambia ngabalusawe sure tatumfa buno bwino. It's good that the Chipolopolo senior are winning, but now things have like they've exchanged, right? It was the junior teams which were performing well and the senior team was not performing well. This time it's the senior team performing well and we are proud of them. So time for me to introduce my guest in the studio. This guest, he is a former footballer. In his days, he used to be called as a hard tackling defender. He played for City of Lusaka FC, also played for ZANACO. Later on, he was appointed as team manager for the under-20 and also the senior national team. He's also a super sport pundit. Please, let's welcome Desmond M'gawa. It's good to have you.
Thank you, Modern. Hi.
Hi, how have you been?
I've been okay.
Okay, good to see you. Someone was saying, is Desmond around?
I'm around.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So first of all, want to find out, some call you Desmond M'gawa, some call you M'gawa. What's your name?
My name's Desmond M'gawa.
M'gawa.
Yeah, when you're spelling my name, there's an apostrophe between M and N, because it's M apostrophe N'gawa.
Right.
So the apostrophe is a silent U.
Ah.
Yeah, it's a silent U. So it's Desmond M'gawa, not M'gawa. But every time people call that name, I know it's the only Desmond. So you just have to answer.
Right. So give us your background. When were you born? Where? And how was your childhood like?
Yeah, Modern. I would not be like these other guys who would want to hide their age. On the 24th of March, which was, I think, is it the day before yesterday or the other day?
Oh, wow. 2 days before Zambia played?
Yeah, I got to the 6th floor of life. I turned 60, but I look 25, I look 40, but I'm 60 years old. And God has been gracious with me. I think I don't have whites. I think if you look at my young brothers, they all have white hair in their heads. But me, I think, I don't know why, but I don't keep a beard because the beard is so white. That's why I've tended not to keep a beard. And yeah, that's Desmond M'gawa.
Right. How does it feel to be 60? Do you feel any difference about you?
Nothing, but it's just that when I look at my colleagues, some of them, I think, by the way, I stopped drinking. So maybe it's a thing which has helped me to look more younger than my colleagues. But otherwise, there's no change. I think it's just the years which go by, but you're the same person. But at times, there are certain things which I cannot do the way I would do them when I was young. But enjoying 60. I'm so proud to reach 60.
Nice one, nice one. So how was your childhood like?
Yeah, I was born in Livingstone from Mr. Derek Misael M'gawa, late, and my mother was Fidelis Lungu M'gawa. she was a teacher, then became headmistress. She's the one who encouraged me to play football. Mom was always there for football. Because I started playing Chimpombo, in the compounds in Livingstone. We're staying in Maramba. Then I would once in a while visit my grannies in Livuyu. Then from there we came to Lusaka because Dad used to work for Zesco. And go to Mtendere. Yeah, in Mtendere, that's where now I really built my football life. I was at Tundia Primary School, went to Matero Boys. That's where I finished my Form 5, not grade 12.
Those days.
So, yeah, so I think Mtendere, I had a team because I grew up in the football life. I had a team which we called Blue Bombers. And, Mom had tailoring shops in the Mtendere market. So I would just get some materials. There was a man called Mr. Mawiwi. He was a tailor. So I just went, he made 11 shorts for me. And 11 shorts.
11 shorts for football?
For football. So I would keep these shorts in the house. Every time we'd go and play football, it was interesting. We'd just wear shorts, same shorts, but no shirts. So it's like the team with just shorts and no shirts. And every time footballers would be selling their football boots, Mom would always buy a boot for me. So in the house, I had about 14 pairs of boots. So every time we'd go and play, I'll just carry my boots and the shorts, just go distribute to my friends, and we play. After that, I collect them and get back home and have them washed. Then from there, there was a very well-organized team in Mtendere called Green Eagles. It was playing, if you know Mtendere Kalibwanji, where there's a library, Mahatma Gandhi Primary School. I think it was the Nkana of Mtendere, because all the best players, this team got all the best players in the compound to make this one very formidable team. And there I used to play number 5. Modern, I think if you ask the people who were there that time.
In those days?
Yeah, I'm not boasting.
That was in the 80s?
In the 80s. 80s, yeah. In fact, early 80s, you'd find boys painting numbers, because I used to play number 5, writing a number on their school uniform. Those khaki shoes, school uniform, writing number 5, Daisy. The way people now write Ronaldo, Messi. Yeah. Boys would write Daisy. I was a star.
And by then you were just playing for a Mtendere team?
For Mtendere team. I was a star. I can't hide. I was a star. And I mean, every time you'd want to do things, they'll just say, be like Ujamwana wa mistress, because Mom was a teacher. That boy, very disciplined. All he does was just play football. Then from there, when I was playing for Green Eagles, we had to play. There was a team called Afe. It was owned by, there was Afe. You remember Afe, the company? They had a team called Afe Stars. For the first time, that's where I met the late Debbie Makinka when he was staying in Chawama. He was playing number 11 for Afe. And me, I was playing for Green Eagles. So we played. Little did I know that when I went to City of Lusaka for trials, Debbie also joined Profound Warriors. So when City of Lusaka were playing Profound Warriors at Matero Stadium, he was on the bench for Profound, was also on the bench for City. So we reminded each other, said, you remember, I said, once, yeah. Finally, we've met again here. But living Green Eagles in Tendere, City of Lusaka organized trials. And that time, I think, you had to go for trials for you to
and that's you then, City of Lusaka jersey.
Yeah, that's the time we were in Germany in 1985, Werder Bremen. The guy in front, that's the late Shadrach Biemba. He was a goalkeeper even with the national team. The man at the far left of the corner, that's Kene Opanji Kaunda, who's now High Commissioner to Malawi. Then there's Dominic Muila behind, he was a reserve goalkeeper. Then those two coaches, that's on the left, the tall one, that's Kampela Katumba, is still alive. And the man there is Lucas Walia, the head coach. He's late. So this is the time we went to Germany. But just to take you back, when
you went for trials.
Yeah, I went for trials at City of Lusaka. When I got there, I just went with boots and my khaki short, because I didn't have any kit. So, because the kit we're using was for the club, and I couldn't borrow a kit from the club to say I want to go and use it for trials. So what we did was I just took my khaki short, boots, and socks. So I went to Woodland Stadium, and it was packed. Guys who came for trials. So there were those guys who, come in kit, everything, well dressed up for football. So those are the guys who started. they play,
When
they
you
play.
saw that, I'm sure you were intimidated.
Yeah, but I was just looking at, but deep down I knew that I was a star. I was Desi of Mtendere. Even if those guys were playing, but I was just telling myself I'm Des from Mtendere. So when the coaches finished, they just said, are there any players who haven't played who needed to be tested? Then I raised my hand. I said, I haven't been tried. Oh yeah, come. Oh, then I stood. You know those jerseys for trials, then they gave us the jersey. I wore it. I was, what number do you play? I say, I play number 5. Number 5, short guy, I play number 5. That's my number. Then I was put there. Modern. Just 4 touches. 4 touches. Just one, you know, that time we had those overhead kicks where when the boys kicked, just fly in the air there and just move it. Just one touch, everyone just clapped outside. There was a corner, I went out, jumped everyone, and I scored. Just 4 touches, I was removed. I said, we've already selected. Just 4 moves, huh?
Wow.
So we got there. Then they made the best 11, those with kit and whatever. Then me, I was part of the rest. In the rest, there was Diploma. You remember Aaron Mumba? You even we played together at City of Lusaka. So they formed the best 11 and us, the reserves. So from the reserves, the rest, they took all the 11. And from the All-Stars, they only got 5. Now we made up, the people were selected now to play for City of Lusaka. So first game at Woodland Stadium against Ron United. White and black versus black and white. So me and Aaron played in the reserves. At halftime, we told, okay, can you go? And that time it was very common when you are good. Just told, halftime, you're not going back. Just go and change. You come in, you sit on the bench with the A team. That's how we went and sat on the bench with the A team, and I never got back to play in the reserves. From there, 1984, Werder Bremen came from Germany, the team from Germany. Believe you me, our captain that time was Stanley Changala. He's still there, but he suffered a stroke, but very, very good man. He welcomed me so well at City of Lusaka. I played number 4, and Peter Makembo, the pastor.
Pastor Peter Makembo, the drumming pastor.
Yeah, the drumming pastor played number 5. He was a very good central defender. And that time, the captain of the team, Mr. Changala, sat on the bench. The boy from Tendere was playing, and you know, Tendere came to watch that game. Their own was playing.
Wow.
And you know, when I mention that, it excites me because a boy from the ghetto coming in and making the team captain sit on the bench. Then we played the national anthem. For the first time, the national anthem, it was an international friend. National anthem being played, and you know, coach came, Desmond said, national anthem. And you know, that time, just national anthem, and everyone they was just shouting. We played, and we beat those guys. Then they went and played other friendlies on the Copper Belt against Power. In 1985, we had now to go to Germany for 2 weeks in Bremen. So me, Ephraim is late. I think we're the 2 youngest, and Aaron Mumba were the 3 young players in the team. The rest were old guys. But now, us, we are the old guys, but at that time in 1985, we were the youngest guys in the team.
How was the experience in Germany?
It was, first, leaving Zambia, we went by Nkwazi, you know, the DC-10. That was the in thing. Before everyone started jumping on planes, the DC-10. Then going up the coach, you know, because, okay, I was like a funny guy. Just climbing the stairs. Coach, so we went in. When we landed at Gatwick, then we're in track suits. Now we're going to use the restroom. Then they were asking, which team is this? No, City of Lusaka. Are you the national team? I said, no, we're a club.
Yeah, just a club.
Where are you going? No, we're going to Germany. Germany? Yeah, we're going to Bremen. Club going to Bremen, a club. Yeah, here we are. Then we jumped on Lufthansa airline that time, go to Bremen. We were received by those guys there. It was very, very entertaining tour. And that's the time Boris Becker won the Wimbledon tennis championship in 1985. And I remember I even bought the tennis kit, the full tennis kit, white sneakers, white socks, white short, white. They were what Boris Becker wore at Wimbledon. I had that kit even when we came back to Zambia. When I was going in camp, I would wear that and reminding ourselves for for our tour in Germany.
So it was an invitational.
It was an invitational. We invited. I think that time, I think the Kennel.
Is that part of?
Yeah, that's the time. That's the bus behind, and these are the safari suits we wore when we toured. As you can see, that guy with a scarf on his shoulders. That's Pastor Peter Makembo. I think then yeah, that's Makembo there. Then you remember, you've seen that man, those two whites there. The guy in a white jacket, that's Hans Lossmann. He's the guy who even came and coached City of Lusaka. Then the Kennel is there, the two coaches. Then the man in a black suit there, far right next to the coach. That was our chairman. He's late also, Major Norman Muntali. He used to be general manager at Commercial Motors. So Donald Samakesa. You've seen the man kneeling there with glasses. That's the famous Jay Mwamba. He's now based in America. The reporter, former Daily Mail reporter. Is Jay. We went with Jay Mwamba from Daily Mail and Victor Chitafu from Times of Zambia. So these
that
two
was a powerful delegation with media.
With media, and you know, City of Lusaka was City of Lusaka, not the City of Lusaka you see now. I think we're some of us privileged to have traveled with the team and having enjoyed the hospitality that side. And one thing I regret, not regret, but one chance I never got hold was, if I'd taken that chance, I think I would have been one of the first guys to play professional football in Zambia. One of our defenders, Dave Bwanali, got injured. He had torn ligaments. So he stayed in Germany for 3 months in hospital. Then we're told, because me and Aaron that time I think we had just completed school, so we're loafers. So they said, who can remain with this guy in Germany, just to be in company with him, so that, and you know us Zambians, when you do your shopping, say, remaining here, the guys go back. No, I need to also go and show my shopping.
I can't remain.
Yeah, I can't remain. No, but he remained with this guy so that at least he should have someone back from home who should be entertaining him, just to make him feel at home, company. We refused and said, no, we are going. But if I had remained, because then I would have been training with Werder Bremen. And believe you me, the star I was when I was young, those guys would have signed me. But chances like that don't ever come back. So
true.
Failed to stay with the guy. We came back, and when we came back at City of Lusaka, the first game we played at Edwin Imbola Stadium, we played Power Dynamos, and we beat them, I think, 4-1. And that's just after that game, senior coach now, legend Fred Muller, resigned from Power Dynamos because of the humiliation
from City of Lusaka.
City of Lusaka game. That's how the old man, I'm sure he watches these programs, I'm sure he's watching, that's how he trekked to Botswana and started a new life coaching in Botswana, because the City of Lusaka, what we did to Power Dynamos. Then,
what did you win at City of Lusaka?
City of Lusaka, okay. It wasn't a club which would hold end of year parties, award ceremonies. No, there was nothing like that.
Okay, but as a team?
As a team.
Were there any trophies during your time?
No.
Okay.
That time football was hard. But maybe God had reserved something better for me, because I played for City of Lusaka from 1984, 85, 86. 1987, ZANACO
came
calling.
Not you calling on them, but they came calling on you.
And you know, it was me and Langson Piri, because Langson Piri was an international player at that time. He used to play number 8. So they came to get me and Langson from City of Lusaka. That time, me as just a young player, I was bought for 18,000 kwacha. And that time, you know, that was kwacha.
That was a lot of money.
That was a lot of money. Kwacha and dollar was 1-to-1. 18,000 kwacha. Langson Piri was bought for 20,000 because he was an international player. And you know, City of Lusaka were delaying in giving me the transfer to go to ZANACO. Guess who came to help me? My mom. Mom was something else.
All-time hero.
Mom was something else. She came to the City Club at a clubhouse. And you know, in typical Nsenga, you know Nsenga women. Na wela panoneo. Niba no sumu wai sufu no pasa mwana wangu utayampasa iko nchito wa ZANACO. Mwa City of Lusaka mwakangu wa kumpasa nchito. no nayo sinuchoka pano mpaka mwana wangu mumuchite clear, mwana wangu achoke pano mumpase chikalata tauta ende kuzanako. And you know, from that I think the Kenel got involved and all the people said, no, this lady has come in, you guys, have you employed this boy? No. Then ZANACO want to give him a job. Just allow him to go. That's how I was allowed to go to ZANACO. In 1987, ZANACO employed us.
But before that, so you mean, what were you being given at City of Lusaka?
We're on upkeep. We're on allowances.
Oh, okay. Only when you win.
No, monthly allowance. And you know, you brought out one thing which very interesting, because I was staying by mom's place. But for you to get a bit of, I would tell the club there that I was renting and I was married, because I needed to get money. So they'll put you on the payroll every month and you are paid. And there was a time when all the senior guys were employed, those who had left. Then I became the senior player. So I was the guy now was calling the shots. And that's when the likes of Ivan Sakala, I remember Ivan Sakala, Prof, and even played for the national team. When those boys came in from Mufurira, even now when Ivan sees me, he respects me. Because I'm the guy who received those guys when they came to City of Lusaka. Oh, these guys can play. And one funny thing, there was a time when this guy didn't want to pay us our salaries. So what we did was, because every week, every month, and there was always a Rumba night at City of Lusaka, City of Lusaka club. So I'll just tell the guys, your salary, it's how many cases of moss. Then you count. So tomorrow, because today there's Rumba night, obviously they're going to make money. So what you do tomorrow, come with how many? 5 cases to your salary. You know, it's 6 cases, yeah. So come with the cases the following day. If you don't have money for our salaries, just go and get the full crates of beer. Go and sell to a local pub, get your money, because you've given them the empties. So it was one of these things where that's how life was. And that time I think winning bonuses were, I think maybe 5 kwacha or something. But it was a lot of money.
So at that time, ZANACO was better than City of Lusaka in terms of
ZANACO,
finance?
yes. Yeah, finances, because ZANACO, just by the name, the bank was sponsoring a team. Because most of it, City of Lusaka has always been goodwill. I think we had the likes of permanent secretaries, finance, the late Esau Nebwe, the late Walusiku. You know, it was being managed by Mkandawire Zesko, Lishomwa, you know, all those big guys that time, corporate guys would come in and just be chairman and using part of their resources to just fund the club. But here comes a club which has got its own funding from the bank is sponsoring a club. So the lure of the kwacha comes in, and who am I not to accept? Because I needed to make money. I needed that money. I needed that back. Yeah.
So there, you didn't even need trials. They had already seen
No,
you.
they had already seen me. So went to join ZANACO 1987. And the second week, just after we cleared me and Langson, there was a huge game. It was played at Queensmead. Now it used to be called Munis, but now it's Queensmead. You know Queensmead here?
Yes, Queensmead Stadium.
City of Lusaka, or ZANACO versus City of Lusaka at Queensmead.
Yeah.
Challenge was at a standstill. Everyone came to Queensmead or to Munis to see. But player watu wawili Dezi na Langi. Tuone mwana wazachaida ku
against their former
club. Munis, because I even have photos. I think I've sent those photos. The ground was packed. And the sad part about me, or the funny part about me, was I was marking my very good friend who was my roommate when I was at City of Lusaka, Aaron Mumba.
Wow.
And he knew that me, no nonsense. You
No
come
nonsense
here,
defend.
I'm going for you. Then he says, but we are friends. I said, here now, this is business. We're friends when we're City of Lusaka, same team. But now you're on the opposite. And me, I've got a name and a reputation to protect. You dribble me, everyone will be laughing at me, but that I will not allow it. And you know it yourself that here, when you pass, it's either the ball stays, you go, or you go, the ball stays. So we won that game. Then we progressed, go to the finals of the BP Challenge Cup. That's what I was saying. At City of Lusaka, I never won any trophy. But 1987, at Independence Stadium, ZANACO versus Zesco United. And Zesco United had the likes of Joe Chivangu. There were a lot of Jones Nguluwe and Go. They had a very good team. Kalala, left winger. We beat them 1-0 in the final. Zesco United were in the Super League, were in Division 1. Us were in Division 2. But we beat a team which was in the Super League 1-0. And that goal was scored by the late Vincent Mandona. Mandona, he once played for Nkana, but he moved to ZANACO. But he was older than us, but he just came in to stabilize our defense. We learned a lot. We learned a lot from Vincent Mandona. He scored the only goal, and we won the cup.
Yeah, I saw you lifting that trophy with a lot of pride. And
yeah, when I was wearing that blue jersey, that's the time we won the 1987 BP Challenge Cup. Now better things were coming. 1988. First, we beat Mighty Mfulira Wanderers at Munis. And you know the funny part, we always say this story because when the Mighty Mfulira Wanderers had the Ashos Melus, the Ifod Chavalas, the Emmanuel Mnaires, the Ngupenis, you know, the Mighty, which was Mighty. And you know, when they came to Queensmead, to Munis, they were told, if you enter Paget, was ZANACO and Mankwala. So, Mzaluza. So what did they do?
So you mean this Mankwala issue, this Juju issue is from a long way?
We found it and left it in football. And you know how Mighty entered Queensmead, Munis, where there's this Long Acres Mall now. There was just bush. They bus left and they had to climb the wall to come in the ground. And guess what? We beat them 4-3. And you know,
and that's you at ZANACO there.
Yeah, that's me at ZANACO. That's the time ZANACO was in. That's 1988.
The same year.
Yeah. So we're at Andrews Motel because Andrews Motel was the in thing.
It was the most happening.
Yeah, the most happening hotel. All teams would camp at Andrews Motel. So here you can see on the photo there standing. That's Ernest Kasumba. Then the one next to him, that's the late Happy Ponda. The next to him, that's the late Andrew Banda. Thereafter, that's George Kamanga is still around. The guy in a white T-shirt with Adidas there, that's Honorable Emmanuel Mnaile. Then there, squatting with me to the left, that's Alan Chiloyo, our goalkeeper, is late. Then that's me in that green jersey. Then to my left, that's
very young and innocent.
Yeah. Then that side, that's Levi Chirikwela is still around. So we beat Mighty 4-3 here. Then when they wanted to go out of the stadium, we told them, no, us now as players, we stood by the gate, said, no, you can't use the gate to go out. Climb the wall so that you go out the way you came in. You know, but how do you now use the gate to go out? God, no, just climb the wall. Just climb back the wall for you to just go back. And from there now, who do we meet in the finals? We meet Power Dynamos. Yeah. That was 1988 BP Challenge Cup final. Sensational ZANACO versus powerful Power Dynamos. Power Dynamos, from number 1 to number 16, it was international, former international. It was a crack squad full of internationals and former internationals. Guess what for ZANACO? The only international we had was our captain, Langson Piri. And how much did we beat them? The scoreline, we beat them 2-0.
That was a shocker.
And we beat them 2-0. And
in the final.
In the final, one goal was scored by the late Peter Chilinda, an acrobatic overhead kick. I think he was doing it in training, and we even laugh at him. He was as cheater. Everything he would want. He used that same acrobatic kick at Independence Stadium. And there, you know, it's just that I think I was not meant to be in the national team because
I meant to ask that question, that with all these accolades, hard tackling, no nonsense defender, what happened for you not to play for the national team?
I think God has got his own way of doing things. Because if I'd played, then I wouldn't be seated with you in the studio. Because I would be with the heroes, because that was my generation. The guy who's lying at the Heroes Square there. I would have been with those guys. Because, look, even Dennis Lewell, because I used to wear jersey number 7 all along. Even now, when you invite me for a game, I'll tell you, I only wear jersey number 7 when playing football.
What's special with the number 7? Because even on your car, there's 7.
Yeah, but 7. You know, 7, you remember there was Brian Robson, the mighty Brian Robson, former England and Manchester United captain Robo. He used to wear jersey number 7. And you know, just from watching him, he was my idol. I just told myself, whenever I'm playing football, I'll be wearing jersey number 7. People asked me, I said, no, I just want 7. And when I would wear 7, I would call myself Robo. And the guys knew when we were young, I was like, Robo, jersey number 7, Robo. Because when I was at Lusaka, I used to wear number 2. When I came to ZANACO, that's when I started wearing number 7. And I've maintained the number 7. And in the BP final, Dennis Lewe, as usual, the late Dennis Lewe, when he was now calling up the lineups, it's, even now when people ask why I didn't play for the national team, I don't even have answers. Because I was good. Because Dennis Lewe even puts it, because Moses Mumba, Big Mose, he had recorded the commentaries for that game. And we had to hear, that time there was Macassette, they recorded Macassette. He would bring it in camp. When it came to wearing jersey number 7 but playing 2, future KK11 anytime from now, those are the ways of Dennis Lewe. And Dennis, you'd see a gem in a rough diamond. You'd say, this one is the one. And he saw that in me.
Right. Now, Desmond, we have about 2 minutes to go before the end. You also became team manager for the under-20 and also for the senior team. Let's talk about the senior team. Many say maybe you left that post because maybe you call a spade, maybe because of your outbursts.
Not really, Modern. I think I wouldn't say much, but I think things didn't work out the way we had expected them to work. Because like you've said, I think I'm a very frank person. I call a spade a spade. That's my nature. That's how I've grown up. I think I don't fear people, I respect people. If you do something wrong, I'll tell you in your face that this is wrong. And there are certain people who don't want people who are like that. And I think accountability, the way AK Andrew Kamanga's executive is full of accountability and transparency, I think accountability is really something in me. Ask anyone, retirement of Impressed at Football House, just check any record, they'll tell you that if they were giving marks for the guys who would retire Impressed in a manner where there are no questions, Desmond M'gawa was one of those. I think 1 out of none.
Desmond, it's my pleasure hosting you, and hope one of these days we'll be able to see you lead ZANACO maybe as a chairman or something, because obviously ZANACO is where you achieved some accolades. So, well, we end here for today. I was hosting Desmond M'gawa, former City of Lusaka defender, former ZANACO defender, and also former Chipolopolo team manager. Until next week when we come with another set of guests or with another guest, my name is Modern Tapetira Sinkala. Goodbye.